Welcome to Vermont. We're here for my brother's wedding, but we came a week early because Vermont is the place to be during the fall season. So we are going to do all of the quintessential fall activities. We have a jam-packed week ahead. The leaves are changing. It is the ideal small town feeling. Let's get this week started.
So we're staying in South Hero, which is an island on Lake Champlain in Vermont. And it very much is that island life where you're kind of isolated away from the main town, which I love. It's that small town feeling. And Wally's is the place to go for breakfast on the island. It's the only place you need because it's that good. And my mom proudly puts on her Wally shirt every morning when we go because you get 15% off if you're wearing your Wally shirt. Now that we got our Wallies fixed, it's time to hit our first stop, which is a far drive.
We're at the Plymouth Cheese Factory. We drove like 2 hours to get here, but this is the most famous cheese factory in Vermont. It's one of the oldest in the country. It was founded by President Coolidge, and it has some of the best cheddar cheese that you can imagine. And it's so cute. It's in the middle of like a farm.
Let's just say, when we walked in here and started tasting the cheese, we spent an ungodly amount of money. But to be fair, we weren't just buying for the stuff we were going to take home and use. We were also buying for what we were going to use for the charcuterie boards for my brother's welcome party and his happily ever after brunch the morning after the wedding. But this was some of the best cheese I've ever tasted. We got hot pepper cheddar. Honestly, we got everything in that fridge. We got truffle cheddar, we got sambal cheddar, which was my favorite. We got garlic peppercorn cheddar, sage and herb cheddar, and then regular cheddar. We also bought all of the jams and mustards pretty much on this entire shelf. It was a successful trip. Little did we know what was waiting for us at home was an infestation of gnats, such is lake life. Someone left the door open, took us 3 hours to vacuum them. It was a nightmare. I don't want to talk about it. I have PTSD. But finally went to bed. Of course, watched Gilmore Girls. It's fall. Every year I do that. And woke up to a beautiful sunrise. I was up really early, which always happens to me when I'm on vacation, which I don't mind because I got to sit outside, enjoy my coffee.
We are on our way to Hackett's Orchard to pick some apples. We're going to walk around. It's so cute there. We need about 4 pounds of apples because we're making an apple crisp and an apple crumble and a huge charcuterie board. We just got back from the apple orchard. These are all the apples we picked. And we're going to make 2 fall desserts. I'm going to make apple crisp, which you'll see right here on the screen what they're going to look like. Let's try that again. Cut.
Are you serious? Are we cutting?
No.
Oh.
Mom, what are you going to make?
Apple crumble.
Let's do it. Cheers. We're very tired and delirious and a little tipsy, so we're not really sure how this is going to go. We're going to do our best.
test moment of truth. Is perfect. Rate it.
10
10? 10
out of 10. So pretty. I don't want to mess it up. I'll just take a little piece here. Amazing. The dough is great.
What would you rate it?
That one's 9 out of 10.
9 out of
Because
10.
it's not as sweet as this one.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the crumble because that's what I'm so excited now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a 10 out of 10. It's so good. I'm just going to do what you did and break a piece of it. I know you didn't put ice cream with it, but... Oh, good call. That one's good, too. But I give it like a 7. It's more because it's pretty. It's pretty, not as sweet. It just tastes like apple with a puff, apple with like a pastry, and cinnamon. But this is it. I know. This is where it's at. And this was 10 times easier to make than those. We did good.
Okay, so we have a jam-packed day. We're going to start by going to Smugglers Notch, which is a windy road with a lot of pretty fall foliage. Then we're going to stop at the famous Stowe Community Church. It's the white chapel that's in the rolling hills with all of the fall foliage around. We're going to stop at the viewpoint there. Then we're going to go into downtown Stowe, walk around the little town. It's pretty much like straight out of a Lifetime movie, straight out of Gilmore Girls. And we're going to go to Black Cap to get the famous maple latte. Then after that, we're going to go to Moss Glen Falls, which is a huge waterfall with a pretty trail. And then once we leave there, we're going to go to Knox Sugar Farm to see where they tap the maple trees and buy some maple syrup. And then our last stop is going to be the Cold Hollow Cider Mill to get some hot cider and cider donuts. Okay, so we just left Smugglers Notch and the community church. It was a really pretty drive. You're going to want to get out of your car. You're going to want to walk around. You can find the viewpoint really easy by putting it into your maps. Stowe Community Church Viewpoint. It's the famous viewpoint you see everyone go to. Now we're about to go into downtown Stowe, walk around, and get some maple latte. All right, we're leaving downtown Stowe now to go to Moss Glen Falls. It was so cute, and the maple latte was 10 out of 10. They also have really good breakfast sandwiches and croissants. Now let's go to the waterfall. right, we just left the waterfall. It was beautiful. It really was a quick walk, but about 10 minutes, 0.5 miles there, 0.5 miles back. And it has like a boardwalk that you could walk along. I mean, me and my mom are in kind of like boot heels. I would recommend sneakers though. But it was easy and the waterfall is huge. It was really beautiful. So now we're on our way to Knox Sugar Farm.
Basically the information that we got. We spilled a little. That's okay. Okay. Clean it up.
That is so good.
Maple sugar?
That's good.
Yes, we make that here. So there's a little sample.
This one's so good. I think I like this better than the first one. I think I like this better than the first one. Because like a mixture of how sweet it was, but not as sweet.
That one? Yeah. That's my favorite. That's why I love it. I definitely have to get that. Is that the only we only make? What's in these little bags? Oh.
God, they're all good.
Yeah. It's hard.
I can't choose. They're all really good.
First one take. Yeah. Okay, there's that. And then this will be a.
We just left Knox Sugar Farm. It was the best maple syrup I ever tried. They have free samples, so you can try all of their maple syrup for free. We bought 2 bottles and we bought a bag of their sugar, and we were able to walk up to see where all of the maple trees are tapped and the tubing and how it comes down to their farm. It's really cool. I would definitely recommend, but the tours are on the hour. So you want to make sure that you plan to come on the hour so that you can actually get one of the tours. We're headed to our last stop, the Cold Hollow Cider Mill, which I'm most excited about. It's very famous. We're going to try cider donuts for the first time and hot cider. All right, we left Cold Hollow Cider. It was amazing. I love the donuts and the hot cider. I would say give yourself some time to sit out on their patio. It's really cute. We're just in a rush because we're heading to get our nails done with our family because we're here for my brother's wedding, and that's Friday. But all in all, 10 out of 10 day, all fall essentials you should do. We just got done doing our nails, so we're heading back over to the island to meet everyone for some beer and food at Two Heroes, which is a local brewery. Normally, when it's sunny, you can see the lake. It's on the water, but they have some food trucks and live music, so we're just going to hang out. I did get a flight because I wanted to find the one that I liked, and I did. It's that first one there. And then we're just going to go home and probably sleep. I'm exhausted. Good morning, good morning. It is a rainy, cozy fall day here. I'm looking out at the lake. It's still beautiful. It's just a different type of fall day. When it rains, you just want to stay in bed, drink coffee, watch movies. So we're just going to take it easy today. Then in the afternoon, we're going to make our charcuterie boards because the welcome party is tonight. Obviously, why we got all that cheese from the Plymouth factory. Most of the wedding guests get in tonight. So we're going over to the family's house and everybody's bringing some food. I'll show you guys when we're making that. I actually use the sugar from the sugar farm in my coffee and it's so good. right, so this morning I told you guys we were in charge of the charcuterie boards for the welcome party. I think there's going to be 40 or 50 people there. So we obviously have all the cheese you saw us get at the Plymouth factory and the jams and mustard that we got at the Plymouth factory. We also got this meat, but I didn't show you guys. And the crackers are from the Plymouth factory actually too. And then a bunch of fruit, the apples that we picked at Hackett's. Yeah, this is everything. And we're going to consolidate it into 2 to 3 boards. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to map it out and then put them together there. So let's do it. Board 1 is bold and spicy. So it kind of has like that savory and heat. For the second board, we decided to do a sweet and savory. So it's going to be fruity and creamy. I'm finally introducing you guys to my brother and Jordan. These are the two getting married. This is why we're here. Yeah. Stop being so
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What do I do?
Nothing.
Picking at my pocket now.
It's gonna be okay. Jordan's outfit, where's it from?
Okay, Depop.
And the shoes?
Target.
Yes. Y'all, that was literally so much fun. So many people showed up. I'm a little toasted. I had like 6 glasses of wine and a little bit of gardening. So I'm really hungry and have the munchies bad. So I'm going to make cheese toasties. I'm actually going to make cheese toasties for the whole family. And then I'm going to go to bed. It's really late. And tomorrow we're going on a bike ride on a path that's like over the lake. Really pretty. So I need to go to sleep. Let's make some cheese toasties.
So obviously everybody went to Wally's hungover. We didn't even plan this. I'm telling you, it's just how it goes on a small island. So we ran into everyone and then we went over to the Island Line Trail. It wasn't the best weather, but it was still really pretty.
Just got home from the rehearsal dinner. I took it easy because I was still like exhausted from yesterday where I drank a little bit too much. But I am about to partake in some of the devil's lettuce. And then I'm going to go to bed. And tomorrow's the big day, the big wedding day. So I'll film as much as I can tomorrow. Good morning, good morning. This is not how I expected the wedding day to start for me. But I forgot to block off today on my calendar. If you don't know, I own my own social media marketing agency. So people book on my calendar when they're interested in my services. And I never turn down a sales call or an opportunity to gain a new client. So since I forgot to close my calendar, somebody booked for this morning. So as soon as I'm done with this call, I'll have to start getting ready for the wedding. But no complaints here. Anybody that's an entrepreneur is going to understand that getting business is good no matter when it happens. So this is the first video on my channel and it's called Angie's Passport for a reason. Obviously Vermont doesn't require me to have a passport to travel here, but in a couple months I'm going to be leaving to travel full time. I'm going to start in Europe and go to a different country every 3 months for the foreseeable future. We're going to go all through Europe, then Asia, a little bit of Africa, and South America is going to be a really good time. And I'm traveling with my dog, Cooper. I'll put a picture of him here. And my cat, Cinnamon. It's going to be so fun. The whole reason I started my business. So I'm finally at a place where the business is good. I'm settled. And it's really just time for me to pull the trigger and go. So I'm really excited about that. So follow along if you want to see our world travels. You guys are going to understand how insane it is that it's 72 and sunny, blue skies today. You've seen the weather we've been dealing with. It has rained every day. And the big day, the wedding day, it's literally perfect weather. I'm actually in shock. I did not think this was gonna happen. I'm so happy for them.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It never gets better. Ugh.
Finally gonna try a maple cream heap. I didn't think it was gonna be at Nico and Jordan's wedding, but they have a food truck for them. So let's see if they're everything they're cracked up to be. 10 out of 10.
Good morning. What a beautiful sunrise. We're all hurting today. Last night was amazing. Today we're going to start off with a ferry ride over to New York and go see Ozable Chasm, which is a bunch of waterfalls, and take it easy. Then we took the ferry back to the island and met everybody at 2 Euros, and then we called it an early night. We were all exhausted. Then the next morning the game was on, and it was more low-key because most of the guests left, so we went over to the Hazens, watched the game, walked down the street to Seb's, which is another staple just like Wally's, except for lunch. And I finally got a chipmunk on camera. I've seen so many of them, but they're so fast. And then we went up the street and got maple creamies from Jordan's favorite place. I did not know it was going to be this big. It started to melt so fast, but it was my first time trying it with the crunchies on it. It was so good. Then I saw this little free library and I thought that was so cute. Then I went home and started working on making sure I had all my stuff for my junk book journal. Or junk journal. Everybody calls it something different, but it's just little keepsakes to remind you of all the things you did junk, but junk that means something.
It's our last day, so of course we had to come to Wally's for one last breakfast. I don't want to leave. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny out. But let's go get a breakfast sandwich. We came back to the Island Line Trail because the weather is so beautiful, and the day we came it was raining, and it was equally as beautiful then, but it was more like the gloomy fall day vibe. Today's like the sunny, breezy, like 69 degrees out. It's perfect, so of course we had to come back. Then on our way over to Jordan's grandpa's house to see my brother's plot of land that they bought from him, we found these birdhouses that I wanted to see, but I didn't know where they were. And they were actually right across from White's Beach. So if you're going to go to White's Beach, just look across the street and you'll see all of these birdhouses, and you can read about why they built them. It's really cool. But the beach was absolutely something I didn't expect to see in Vermont. I know it's on an island, but it's still Vermont. It was a really pretty beach. I could definitely see going there in the summer. We made it to Jordan's grandpa's house, which he built by hand, by the way. And he was showing us his garden, his vegetables, and his special plants. This is my little brother's plot of land that they will eventually, years from now, build a home here. Jordan's grandpa's house is over there behind that tree. And so everything from this tree line, where the grass kind of is a little taller, over there, and then all along where the hay stops, and then up to these trees, is all their 2 acres. So they bought this land from Jordan's grandpa. So obviously he gave them, a good family discount, and it's just so cute to be next to where his land is. And then Jordan's family's house is like literally 4 miles, 5 miles down the road. So everybody's like very close to each other. And on our way to the airport, we saw 2 honor system bakeries that we stopped at. They're so cute.
back, but time to be reunited with my babies. And one little last treat before we end the vlog. Let's do the junk book. All right, let's do it. So I figured I need to do 2 pages. Typically for like my weekly update when I'm traveling, 1 page is probably going to be enough, but I had to fit all that stuff. And yeah, we had to do 2 pages. So 1 page is like touristy stuff that me and the family did. And then the second page is like more memorabilia from the wedding and events and the local stuff that we did together. So I start by mapping out both pages and just making sure that it looks the way I like and that it's all going to fit. And then once it looks good, I go ahead and glue it all down. And that's a wrap on this week. It came out so cute. Here's page 1. That's like the touristy page. And here's page 2. That's like the local memorabilia, family, meaningful things. Bye.